morning everybody, and welcome to this weekly update video. So today's Friday and we've just seen the first kind of big virtual conference being held, which is Microsoft Build, and I want to talk about that later in the video, but first of all let's cover off some news. Now, with Build happening this week, we have seen lots of announcements happening, and I could probably spend a good couple of hours actually talking about what's been happening, but I wanted to focus on three things that I thought were quite important. Azure Backup now supports backing up Azure virtual machines with up to 32 disks attached. So previously that was only 16 disks attached. So for those that have multiple storage disks attached, you can now back them up to 32 disks. We also have support for Kubernetes within Azure Policy. So that service is in preview now, but it allows you to kind of control some of the things that happen within Kubernetes, things like your pods and namespaces and ingress. So definitely check that out. And again, there'll be notes in the description below as well. We also got some Azure Key Vault announcements and enhancements around some of that. So there's some private link integration there. There's some functionality to allow you to bring your own keys, and there's some improvements around rotating keys as well. So again, I'll post more information below in the description. So like I said, we've just seen Microsoft Build run as a virtual event, and I'm really proud of what the team have managed to accomplish, to be honest, with such a short time frame and having to deal with all of the usual presenters and staff working from home as well. So Build isn't something that I would usually be involved in because it's typically a developer audience, and obviously I talk to the IT pro audience, but we did all get mucked in and have a go at presenting, and my colleague Thomas Maurer was presenting a kind of Q&A, an expert Q&A session on hybrid cloud, and he asked for someone to help moderate that session and just be there with him to deal with questions and just make sure there was a backup if something went wrong, etc. So I was really fortunate that I managed to help Thomas with that, and we kind of did a question and answer session between the pair of us with answering some of the audience questions as well. So it was really cool to get involved with that. So thank you, Thomas, for allowing me to join in your session, and hopefully everybody that attended really enjoyed it. Microsoft Build was recorded. Everything was kind of live streamed in the different time zones in the US, the UK and Australia time zones. And if you've missed any of that, the content is being recorded and will be available. It might be available now. I know the team are working obviously in the background to try and get all that content available. But if you check out mybuild.microsoft.com, you'll be able to find more information about the sessions. And once we get a recording of the session that Thomas and I did, we'll be sharing that online as well. I've also been involved in moderating some of the sessions as well, just in the background, answering some of the chat and talking away to the attendees while the presenters were presenting. And it was a pretty cool experience from my point of view, from behind the scenes obviously, and as a presenter. Everything seemed to go very smoothly and has been well received. Obviously, there might be some people thinking that it didn't go well from an attendee point of view, but please do reach out to us with positive comments or negative comments. With the status that it is with this pandemic around the world, I don't know how many virtual events we're going to have to run and when we're going to be allowed to run in-person events again. So any feedback that you have on how Build was held or handled will help us in the future, both hopefully improve our virtual events for the future and maybe even our in-person events as well, and how we can improve them. So definite feedback is really appreciated, and if you attended, make sure you fill in your evaluations because they're always useful to us as well. So yeah, that's been this focus this week. I'm also working on a number of presentations. I'm presenting at a customer event next week. I'm presenting at a user group next week. I have to submit a small lightning talk for a virtual community event that's happening as well at the start of June. So it's pretty much full on at the moment, and pretty busy. Might have seen I finished building my new PC at the weekend, and I got a video up about building all of that. So that was pretty cool. I'm starting to get into using the PC now. I'm in the process of just, the usual, installing everything, getting all the drivers up to date, trying to transfer the data that I need across. So I'm kind of working between my work laptops, my old PC, my new PC. So it's a bit of a mismatch at the moment, but I'm really loving the new PC. It's definitely an improvement on what I had before. Pretty full on at the moment. It's a public holiday in the UK on Monday, so I'm going to have a long weekend. Definitely going to be chilling, definitely going to be taking my time. I've got quite a bit of housework to catch up with because work's taken a lot of my time up recently, so I've got to get through some of that housework. I'll probably have a play around with the PC and get it set up even more. And yeah, just prepping for a busy week ahead next week. Like I said, I've got a number of engagements and a number of videos that I need to get filmed and involved in. I've also been working on my performance review for work, so that has to be in on Monday, I think, is a deadline. So I need to probably maybe check on that and get that in over the weekend as well. But it's been good looking back. This is my first kind of full review of being a cloud advocate. I joined the team in November time, and I did a review in November, so it was more of a look back on my previous role than actually as my cloud advocate role. So this review period is definitely all about cloud advocacy and how I've managed to handle the job. So it's been an interesting learning curve for me, looking back and having a reflection on what I've done and where I want to be in the future. I think what's going to happen for me personally is in June I'm going to try and concentrate on a bit of personal development and again some of the backlog of things that I need to do. I definitely want to look at doing AZ500, this Azure security exam. That's been on my radar for probably about 8 months now, and I've just been putting it off because of work and various other different deadlines. So I think June's definitely going to be my month of studying and focusing on that exam, and hopefully come the end of June I'll be talking about having passed that exam. And then I literally still have a list of blog posts that I want to get out. So I need to focus on actually spending some time around them. So I think June will definitely be a kind of catch-up month, and I'm focusing on me and my personal development and just focusing on what I can do in this current climate. So yeah, that's me. I hope you're all having a good week or enjoyed the week and have plans for the weekend and enjoy those. Stay safe for everybody, and I will catch you next week.